Oi, oi, welcome back to the Binding of Isaac. Daily, bi-daily, slightly less than daily, maybe even less as time goes on, potentially soon, maybe even not all edition, Isaac Baby edition. We're doing the daily challenge. I hope everyone's doing okay. Welcome back. Bit of a weird intro. I'm a little bit. Did I just say words just then? I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm a little bit frazzled. You're gonna have to bear with me on this one. I'm a little bit nervous. I mentioned this to the boys last night when we were playing Genshin. You guys know what's up. Spurs have a big game today, and I say this. Oh no, I know I say this all the time. There is no more consistent source of stress in my life than Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But we have a semi-final tonight, dude. A semi-final, and we are the team that has been ridiculed, relentlessly mocked. The empty trophy cabinet, trophyless Spurs. Oh, so they've done it again. They've done it again. Tottenham Hotspur, they've done it again. We bottle. We're the bottlers of the league. We never win anything. We're desperate for some silverware. We have a semi-final tonight. The final is usually in February, but I feel like it's in April this year. We win tonight. We go to the final, boys. I'm nervous. I'm doing this, Isaac. I'm doing it. My chest for the day. I'm gonna do my chest for tomorrow because I can't record tomorrow. And then I can't go to the pub because of this whole nationwide lockdown situation. So I guess I'm just going to be drinking at home. I'm going to do my Isaac and my chest, and then I'm going to start drinking. So let's do some Isaac. We have a Zazel today, Poggy. Let's do some Binding of Isaac, Afterbirth Plus. The series is winding down as we've established. Josh is outie, at least temporarily. Yeah, I think I'm soon to follow suit, but for now. I feel like I want to talk. I honestly don't have anything to talk about in particular. Obviously, yesterday's was, well, okay. I did have my topic that I talked about in the episode 50, the New Year's Day one, when I talked about when we did the cookie conversation. Which, by the way, Black Museum was the answer. I know I was unsure. White Christmas uses the cookies and uses John Hamm's character, which is built around his job of using the cookies. The one where the wife dies and goes into the husband's head is Black Museum. And just in case anyone was still wondering, which they weren't. They definitely weren't. We had that conversation. In case you missed it, TLDR, where I would not want to be in someone else's head, but I would have Spink put in mind. What's up? And then I said I had another bit, but then yesterday, my other bit is a little bit morbid, and then I don't want to go into it because yesterday we accidentally went a little bit therapy mode. We got a little bit serious. It was quite serious. It's quite a seriously toned video, I think, if I recall correctly. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure because it's not like I watch them back, you know. So sometimes I could talk about something for like 5 minutes. And then I feel like that's the whole video, and really it's like a 50-minute long video, and it's like 5 minutes at the end, and it's not as big of a deal as I think. But it felt like a pretty serious video. So after quite a serious video yesterday, I don't know if today I want to be like, hey, so my topic for today, let's talk about funerals. I feel like I need to lighten the mood. I feel like I need to go into some light topics. But I don't know, man. I just don't have any light topics on hand right now. But we do have a Zazel, and we've already got some damage, so hopefully we'll just absolutely speed through today's and not have to worry about it too much. I definitely should have just like thought about something. I mean, there's plenty of sports. I could do sports talk. Obviously, the big Spurs game tonight. The Chargers fired Lynn yesterday, which is both exciting but also kind of sad. But also I'm happy, but also I'm kind of sad. Bucks won last night. That was fun. Honestly, I'm just itching, and this is as much as I love Isaac. I always will. If I ever loved you, I'll always love you. It's how I was raised. I just feel like playing some chess right now. I've got an itching for some chessing. And weirdly, no, never mind. But I do have an itching for some chessing right now. Right? What have you got for me? Yunk. No idea what that even is. I'm out. Yeah, I hope everyone is having a good Starts of the week. My Monday. How was my Monday? Oh, thank you for asking. I had nothing to talk about today. I didn't even realise until I hit record. Should we talk about funerals? Fuck it, man. What's everyone's thoughts on funerals? You guys want a funeral? I suppose the thing is, it kind of doesn't matter too much because you're dead is the thing. You're a little bit dead. So I guess to yourself, it's not like when people talk about respecting people's final wishes. It's not like they're gonna know, you know what I mean? If you don't, you know, oh, I want an open casket. Oh, how much would the open casket be? Well, the open casket will be the price of the coffin, and then like an extra 200 quid to put the body in a nice dress and put some corpse makeup on it. Ooh, well, you know, the times are a little tight right now. It's not like they're gonna know. You know what I mean? It's not like they're gonna wake up and complain about it, right? You know, 200 quid's a lot of money just for a little bit of powder, just for a little bit of powdering up. Little callback there, little callback to code names on Sunday night. Powdering up. You know, powdering up, that thing that you do. Okay. Would have been a little bit upset on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been slightly fucking livid. Would have been absolutely seething with anger if I got hit on that one. Absolutely furious. I mean, we have Holy Mantle, so I guess it doesn't matter, actually. I probably would have been fine. Maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic. She said, I'm only looking out for you. So it's obvious that's a lie. I'm gonna toast you, and then I'm gonna... I might toast you, I reckon. A little bit of toast, a little bit of toast. No thank yous. That's, I think, the one that gives you a little uterus buddy or whatever they're called. A little what are those things that you cut? Umbilical cord friend. A little umbilical friend. What was I saying? Yeah, you guys want a funeral, and then again, this is the problem even with this bit, is because again, much like pretty much all of my discussion topics at this point, I've either taken them from the group chat or I've taken them from a Genshin conversation, is essentially what they come down to. This one was a Genshin conversation. Josh said he wants his bones shot into space, which fair enough. I think that might be a little bit excessive for me personally. I don't think not excessive. I don't want to say excessive. If that's his dying wishes, Josh, I will take your bone and I will shoot it into any space you want me to shoot it into. It probably wouldn't be me doing it if he died like right now, because that'd be like, I feel like that again, logistically, if we're talking about the logistics of shooting a bone into space, that's probably easier to do right now than the logistics of getting me to Missouri just to retrieve his bones and then send them into, like, I imagine probably his family members maybe would do it. I imagine Maria would probably have some involvement, you know what I mean? However, I'm just throwing it out there, you know what? Just for the sake of being a good friend, if he died and his family were unavailable for whatever reason, and Maria was unavailable, she was too busy mourning, heavily mourning, I'd get it. And all of his friends in the same country as him were unavailable. I don't know. I'd probably be pretty far. Again, the logistics on that one is not really topographically ideal. But I'm just saying, you can put me on the list. You can put me on the list, and I'll be there. You want me to shoot your bone? Dude, I'll shoot your bone. However, I do think in terms of the destruction of matter option, in terms of the just wipe me from existence option, which I think is what he's going for. I think probably cremation, right? Is probably the better or the easier option, because for one, we have cremation machines on the planet Earth. You don't have to leave the atmosphere to get cremated, right? Why do I feel like cremated? Cremated is cremated, right? Cremated? Why do I feel like I'm saying that weird? Cremated. Yeah, I was definitely cremated. And I don't like that I'm saying cream. I just want to be careful, you know, we're already talking about Josh's bone. So now I feel like I just, you know, you can get cremated without leaving this planet, which I think gives cremation. I think that gives cremation the advantage a little bit. Now cremation feels weird. Hey, how does everyone say that word? Let me know, please. A little bit of YouTubing for you. You may have heard of it. Hey, let me know with a comment. Slide down in the comments below and let me know how you pronounce cremation. This is like the cream cheese conversation, dude. It really is. I'm starting to think that cream is just a troublemaker. I'm starting to think that cream is the source of all our issues here. Because I was just about to say this is like the cream cheese issue. Because how do we say cream cheese? But before I even said that, I didn't even clock the fact that they're both cream-based phrases. Okay. Okay, good miss. Good miss. Good miss. Good miss. Oh, that was a good hit, actually. Okay, Bobby. Cream cheese. Cream cheese. Yeah, I'll take the arugula and cream cheese sandwich, please. That sounds like a pointless sandwich. I don't know why anyone would even waste their time on that sandwich. She said, I'm only looking out for you. I don't really know what that does with brimstone. I feel like that's one of those ones that does nothing. Because you charge up anyway, right? So I think that would, in theory, just be like a damage up, which is why I think it does nothing. Because I think it would be overpowered, as the gamers say. I don't know. I kind of like being cremated. Because what's grim to me is the thought of, like, I don't mind being a corpse. I also don't mind being a skeleton. But something about the middle ground of, like, being just, like, a lump of rotting flesh with, like, worms and shit eating through you. I like worms. I'd be happy to help them out. I don't think that's the system. If I could skip straight to being a skeleton, that'd be pretty good. But then, like, well, that's not going to happen. But then, if I could say preserved forever, I would. I don't know, maybe cremation's the way, you know. I kind of want a funeral, but then also I have this, like, crippling insecurity that no one would go to my funeral. I mean, my family would go, obviously. I think. At least, like, my mum and my sister, and probably my brother. At least. After that, I think it probably depends on how busy everyone is on the day. I don't know. I guess if I want to be, like, optimistic about it, let's assume that at least my immediate family go. But then beyond that, like, I don't really know. It kind of gets a bit grim, and that's kind of why I'm like... And it says a lot about me, because this is why I'm like, okay, maybe I don't want a funeral, maybe I'll just get cremated, because then I don't have to worry about the risk of organising a funeral just for no one to turn up. And I think that says a lot about me, that even in death, when I literally would not be there to experience the embarrassment, I still would rather not have a funeral to save face. And it's the most me thing of all time. That even after dying, I still would be like, well, I don't want to risk no one showing up because that'd be awkward and embarrassing, so I'll just not have a funeral. I think deep down I want one, but then also at the same time, I'm like, deep down I want one, but every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, but also I know that it doesn't matter really. Like, so because it's an interest, because there's religious implications as well, right? I don't really talk about religion too much on our channel because we've established it's complicated, and I've always, especially like, I've kind of always avoided that. That's kind of one part of myself that I've never really got into any sort of detail over, or I don't really talk about it much, you know, in videos. I don't really talk about it to friends much. It's kind of always been just like a background thing. That's kind of one part of my personal life I never really even went into, and then I guess I've only been talking about it in the friend group a little bit more recently because obviously of meeting and getting to know Spink, who is obviously religious and stuff. That having someone in the group kind of facilitated that to be like, oh well, it would be not weird now. Like previously, if it was a thing I talked about or brought up, it's like no one else is that way inclined, I don't think. So it'd be like, oh, you know, like, not weird to bring it up, like what's the not like what's the point, but it'd be like, well, yeah, what's the point? It's a bit like it's whatever. It's not relevant. It's not pertinent. Is that a real word? To the it's not conducive to the situation. Okay. I'm a little bit annoyed that my first damage of the run takes like 50 points off. That feels a little bit excessive, Isaac. A little bit excessive, if you ask me. But now that there's someone else in the group that's also that way, kind of like it matters less, or it's easier to do, I guess, if that makes sense. So there's religious implications, and there's similar reasons. Like I want to get married, and I don't disagree when people are like, nowadays a lot more people are less like it's less the standard to get married. I think it still is. I think still most people will. And even a lot of people who aren't religious at all will still get married, and I think that's probably still just about the default, but I feel like it's more and more becoming a thing that more people are happy to just not do. A lot of people, like the sentiment that you don't need to spend a fuck ton of money and go through a whole process, etc., just to like prove that you love someone or are committed to them and stuff, like that kind of. If you love someone, that just is a thing anyway, by default, you know what I mean? You don't really need to prove that, and I agree. I think that's fine. And if you're in a loving relationship, you guys know you're in a loving relationship, you know you're committed to it, etc., etc. And there's other ways you can do it. Civil partnership, is that what it's called? It's kind of like a wedding, but without the wedding bit. It's just kind of you'd sign a piece of paper to say that you're husband and wife. And I don't disagree with those sentiments, and I also agree that like whenever people want to do that, I'm like, hell yeah, dude, that's awesome. You should do that. And in fact, I think my mum and stepdad had something somewhere in the middle. I know it was a town hall, so it wasn't like a traditional like religious wedding in that sort of sense. It was more of a sort of official like papery wedding. That feels like not a good way to describe it, but you know what I mean. I also don't want to describe. I'm like, because the other word I was going to use is I was like, oh, it's a bit more of a contractual wedding, but I don't like calling it contractual because that makes it sound like it's a business deal, which isn't the point. We're just gonna take a drink here. Oh, I can see the thumbnail on this one. Little veil on my little Isaac baby. Little tiara on him. Although when I'm getting married, I will hope presumably not be the one wearing the veil. I mean, maybe neither of us would be wearing veils, depending on what ends up happening. But anyway, yeah. So they kind of went that route rather than a wedding one. But then yeah. So that's I'm like, if you want to do that, dude, that's highly poggable in my opinion. Because we got 5 minutes to try and find and beat Mom here. So let's just get a little bit of pace about ourselves if we can. Just get a little bit of pace about ourselves. We are Azazel, so I shouldn't really worry too much. We should be fine. But also it's me and I know what I'm like. So let's just keep our wits about ourselves. Oh, and we have the Bible as well, so the mom fight isn't a worry either. So we should be okay here. Yeah. Anyway, so there's religious implications, and for those reasons, I do wanna. Oh, look, it's complicated because I've never really talked about this in videos, and I feel like this is a conversation that maybe we can have. That maybe I'd have with the friends, maybe during a Discord hangout or a summit at some point. I don't know if this is necessarily one for public forum for a you know, an Isaac episode that only you guys watch anyway. Only people in the group watch anyway. But still, just in case someone, I don't know how much I want to go into this. So maybe I'll save this for the next, or maybe I'll just never mention it because also people might not be interested. But I just mean, if I was going to have this conversation, maybe this could be this would be more of a Among Us hangout sesh conversation than a public Isaac video conversation. I don't actually know what this is, so I'm just going to take it. Little blue friend, okay, that's fine. We can hang out with this chum, this little fella. I may even go back to the shop and try and hit a couple more rerolls, try and get a couple more spirit hearts, just for the absolute peak security. Now that I know that I have the time. Because, dude, we've full cleared and everything. We have all the time in the freaking world. All the time in the world. And we have a ton of money as well. Obviously, you know, we're losing points and stuff for buying things, but the security, though. The security, though. No thank yous. Only because I don't know what it does. There's so many. I need to learn the trinkets. I don't feel too bad seeing an item every now and then. I don't know what it does, but there's so many of the trinkets. I have no idea. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Ooh, that's good, right? No, I don't think it is. I can never remember. I think I thought that was good, but I'm sure we googled what that did in an episode at some point, and then I decided that it was in fact not good. Right? I'm sure that was something that happened. We have Holy Mantle. This will be enough. Let's go to the second secret room, though. Because we have all the time in the world. I don't know if I mentioned. Yeah, but look, there's religious implications, okay? Which is why I would like to get married in a church. Oh, what the fuck? Blue friend is shooting fatties. Whoa, dude, where did you put this cake on? My blue friend is pogging off right now. Look at how thick his balls are. Good lord. Absolute beef shooter. Yeah, and obviously I guess it depends on the partner as well, right? Like if I was getting married to someone who is not at all religious, would they still want to do that or be happy doing that? And then on the flip side, you know, if it was someone who was like specifically like against it, then obviously I'd probably be happy to act. But then if it was someone who was neutral, then would they still want to? Because a lot of people still like to get married in churches anyway, and like the whole process like that, even if they're not religious. In which case, I think that's kind of you know, it's kind of fine or whatever. Like it'll probably just be it'd be fine. But then I guess I don't know. Is the ideal situation for me then going to be okay? So my fly friend, I appreciate you. And I'm sure you'll redeem yourself on later rooms, but this rock probably isn't brilliantly useful. Although to be fair, the room's massive, so even if you got like the outside wall, it probably isn't that useful either. So I guess in that sense, would the ideal be another Christian in that sense? That I guess. I mean, we've established who my ideal is specifically, but I mean, like generally speaking. How did we get to weddings? I thought we were talking about funerals. Ah, you fucker, I forgot you could do that. Okay. Just pay attention, just pay attention. Just pay attention, just pay attention. Okay. And then if we pick up another spacebar item, I doubt I'll get something replaceable. Okay. Stupid damage to take. I'm bullied by the freaking dingle here. Then I'll place the Bible, but if not, I'm happy to hold on to the Bible till heart for sure. Okay, fucking hell. Oh, you just ran into him, dummy. Oh god, I take so much damage on boss rush. I know I say this every time I'm on boss rush. I need to get better at boss rush. Like, just pay attention to your surroundings, idiot. Pay attention! Anyway, I want to get married, and also because, like, I've said this before, Again, I can never remember what I've said in videos and what is just conversations. Fucking hell, man. Like I know we've had this conversation during Genshin, or at least I think this was one with Spink and NSL. So I don't think Josh was there for this conversation, but I'm sure I've mentioned it before. So I've never been to a wedding, so I've only experienced them via. What? Okay, run the tape back on that one. Did you guys see me look him in the face and then just sprint directly into him? I was not touching left. I had no finger on the left key. I have no idea why he just sprinted left directly into his face. I'm going to hold on here. I'm not afraid to use this full card. I may have to use the full card here. If we beat it, I'm going to use it anyway, and I'm going to go to the shop, and I'm going to try and get as many Spirit Hearts as I can. I'm not a coward. I'm not ready to quit just yet. Okay, the lag isn't helping. This is a terrible time to get Horn. There's Black Horn as well, so I can barely see him against the back wall. Okay. Okay, this is only Spawny Gurdy, I think. So as long as we just pay attention to what we're doing here. Okay, I just need to pay huge amounts of attention to everything on the board right now. Okay, huge amounts of attention. Huge amounts of attention. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry I'm going a little bit radio silence on you. Can we get some ... spam in chat, please? Are you fucking kidding? That's how I take damage there? Oh god, Dingle's gonna bully me. Little lag spikes I keep getting aren't helping. We've got to be close, right? Surely we've got to be close. Fucking hell. These two suck as well. And I've got so many champions on this one. Get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. I'm fucking mad, dude. We were so close. That's got to have been... I don't know. I have no idea how many rounds you get. We've got to have been, like, a couple away there, surely. I'll check. I'll Google it after and I'll count how many rounds. Damn, that's such an annoying way to lose... Not even just the 4K from Boss Rush, but we lost like 1,000 points maybe. I don't know exactly, but I feel like we had quite a lot of health. We lost like 1,000 points in there. Oh yeah, we were over 14k, so we lost like... I think we exited the shop at like 14,100. So however many we got from the boss. Yeah, fuck it, man. Why not? And it broke. Okay. This is okay. Well, at least we got some. We got 3 more Spirit Hearts out of it. Yeah, damn. I'm annoyed. We just lost like 1,000 points there. That's annoying. That's annoying. We should be at like 17k right now. So I'm a little bit upset about that one. Okay. Anyway. Basically, but what I was saying was, I don't know if the like the fact that I would be dead, and therefore it kind of doesn't make a difference to me as an individual. Maybe feels like it outweighs... Dude, this lag. Oh my god, I hate it. Maybe makes it feel like it slightly outweighs the kind of religious duty or the reasons that I want to get married outside of like I like the idea of committing, and again I agree with the sentiment that you don't need to do anything to prove that you love someone or that you're committed to them or anything. Like it just kind of comes naturally, and to a lot of people, and that's fine as well. But I personally like the idea of kind of committing that, to be like, hey, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I like that. I think that's a nice thing. I think that's quite nice. I don't know. It's just something that I like, and hold value in. But then I think it's fine as well if people, you don't need to do that for sure. You don't need to do that. And then also just kind of the slightly more basic surface aspects of, again, as I say, this is someone who's never been to a wedding. I just love weddings, and I've only consumed them from like films and TV shows, but dude, I don't think I've cried to anything on a more consistent basis than I have to the show that I now cannot remember the name of. Why can I? Wait. What's that show where it's like the wife has a dream wedding, and then they split them up and give like 15k to the husband, and he has to do it all himself? Don't tell the bride. Don't tell the bride. Dude, I used to cry. I haven't seen it in a few years, to be fair. I used to cry like basically every time. Basically every time. So don't tell the bride. Love a good wedding. Hopefully I can go to one someday. Hopefully. Maybe. Maybe not. I'd like to think I'd get invited at the very least to my own, but then maybe it'll never happen. I don't know. It's also entirely possible it'll just never happen. Which would be a little bit sad, but also it's not like I'm... Oh, it's okay, never mind. Never mind. Got some Isaac to play, got some Binding of Isaac Rebirth Afterbirth Plus to focus on here. Yeah, I'm deeply upset about that boss rush situation. I'm also a little upset that this game doesn't run anymore properly. This isn't even too bad. That one run we had, I can't remember which episode it was, but where it was just like absolute garbage for like half the episode. That one was rough. This one I can live with. But yeah, so that's why I'm like, okay, well maybe with funerals I feel like, though a lot of the elements wouldn't necessarily apply, because I feel like the whole being dead thing kind of overrides a lot of it. And I say a lot of the elements, obviously most of the elements. It's not like funerals aren't like a nice thing, so that's obviously not an element. But I mean like the elements that apply to both, a lot of them are lost on being dead, which is pretty key. I don't know. Funerals are nice, but like they're a bit weird. I've been to a funeral in the last year. I went to one for a family member, a great uncle of mine. I went to his funeral like 3 months ago. Now, when was that? Because it's COVID. Was that in the gap between? Shit, no way was that long ago. Was that before COVID? Okay, I can be bad at judging dates sometimes. Well, there's no way that was an entire year ago and my first thought was 2 months. That might have been just before COVID, actually. Or it was the gap in the middle. Nah, it must have been just before COVID, because we had a wake and everything. So that must have been early. It must have been like February or March then of last year. Okay, like I said, I can be bad at estimating when things happen, like dates and stuff, how long ago things were. I can be pretty bad at it. But I genuinely was like, yeah, that was like 3 months ago, maybe. But no, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm pretty sure it was pre-COVID. It must have been pre-COVID. Wow, okay. I mean, yeah, we all know that how... Oh, God. How fucky-wucky time's been this year. That was way off the mark. I fucking hate this fight with a burning passion. It sucks, it sucks, it sucks. Oh, that fight is hell, dude. It's hell. Oh, that fight is horrific. Yeah, Chaos kind of ruined that one a little bit. Chaos kind of ruined that one a little bit. I think that was a spinny fly, which is not terrible, but going into Womb 2 at all, it's not brilliant, especially on when this is the last floor. It doesn't really do out for me. Okay. Not a great deal to go, so I think the boss is going to be down. Do a little bit of full clearing here. Actually, I don't know, because if I take damage, I'm only going to lose points. But at this point, dude, this run, I'm so deeply upset that I didn't get boss rush done. Why not just lose a fuck ton more points? Just lose all my points, dude. It's not like the score matters anymore. Anyway, I already was kind of. I mean, we said about how I was not worrying about score too much anymore as of a couple weeks ago. I'm now definitely not worried about score. Now that we're kind of winding down the competition, so that we can wind up the black and white train. Please don't tell me this is really going all the way around. Okay, it isn't. It's just the bosses up here. Also, we do have Bible, so we will trash the heart when we go in there. Let's go and do the full clears. There's the secret rooms will give us points. Yeah, there might be some poops knocking around. Get some coins. And with Holy Mantle, think about it, Holy Mantle makes me feel a lot better. Maybe if I didn't have Holy Mantle, I'd be a little, not wanting to lose the points here. But we have Holy Mantle, so we have a little bit of protection, and I really just want to make back as many points as possible after sincerely screwing the pooch over boss rush. I didn't even get to really go into my funeral bit. Because the question, it wasn't the entire bit wasn't just do you want a funeral, Y or N. I was gonna go into what I want my funeral to be. That was gonna be that was the actual bit. And I didn't even get that far. But you know what? That's fine. I had this conversation with Harry actually. The last time I went to a pub, back in like early November, I guess, just before the November lockdown. It was like, actually, yeah, it was literally like a few days before, because they locked down on like in the middle of the week, right? So and we went on that weekend. When did Spurs play Brighton? I think I was early November. We talked about the funeral situation, what songs we want and stuff. So that could be a good bit for an Isaac episode. I don't know if I thought that back then. I was doing Isaac then. I started Isaac in October, I think. And then we go do the Mother's Heart fight, and then we peace out. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed about this one. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's fine, especially it really is whatever. I don't really like the score doesn't matter too much, and etc. Like I'm not that upset about it, but I think it's more just because of the fact that I had boss rush like in my hands and then didn't get it. Yeah, so that's gonna be a stinker. It's gonna be a stinker. But that's fine. I wonder where I would have ended up. I'm probably top 1,000, right? Man, people really got down there. I'm guessing people really got down. So like, yeah, it's even worth scrolling all the way up. Nah, not really. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said earlier, and I've said this before and I've been wrong, so I guess we'll see what happens tomorrow. We get to sit through the crash now. We didn't crash, dude. A huge night ahead. You're telling me, Tottenham Hotspur? Are you telling me at Spurs official? Yeah, like I said, I've said this before and been wrong, but I don't believe there'll be an Isaac tomorrow. There should be a chess. I think I'm just going to record 2 episodes now so that today's episode can still go up, and then tomorrow there'll be a chess. But I think it will only be chess tomorrow. Obviously, I can't pre-rec the Isaac daily. So I don't think there'll be an Isaac daily tomorrow, just because I'm unable to, not because of the easing it out, but I guess it does kind of help with easing it out because we keep accidentally doing every other day, so maybe it's kind of God's plan to ease the Isaac out here. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but either way, I don't think there'll be a Isaac video tomorrow. That said, I hope you guys enjoyed, I appreciate you all, and I hope you guys have a good one. Alright, later guys, bonk. Oh, it's crashed.